All right, I'm preparing to go live.
Live.
It looks like we're live.
We're live. It's intro.
We are live. All right, Dom, do the intro, please.
Hello. It is Tuesday night. And you know what that means? That means WrestlePoint will do review of Monday Night Raw from yesterday, October 11th. We had lots of things to talk about, lots of things happening, good things, bad things, much things that we don't care about. And we will talk about all of those, except the ones we don't care about.
There's a lot of things I don't care about this Raw.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, so Dom said there were good things, there were bad things, there were things we don't care about, and I would probably say that 80 to 90% of the show falls into the latter too. Lots of stuff that was bad, and a lot of stuff we don't care about. So let's start. They start off the show with one of the good things, I would say. Drew McIntyre comes to the ring to cut a promo. We know what it's going to be about. Sorry, my tripod almost fell over, but. This was fine. We knew what it was going to be, but it was fine. He classic babyface promo. He talks about how he's it's been so long since he's had a shot at the WWE Championship and how he's looking forward to it, and that's fine. And you're waiting for Big E to come out because it's written on the wall that that's what this confrontation is going to be, and he does. And I'm not going to lie, I loved this, but for a reason that WWE did not want me to love it. I loved it because Big E was a straight up heel. I don't think that's what they're going for, but he was absolutely 100% a straight up heel. He said everything a heel would say. He said, Drew, you can't beat me. You're like, I'm the runaway train and you're on the tracks. I'm going to kick your ass. And it's like baby faces say these things sometimes, but they don't say it to another baby face. You say that to a heel, and Drew is without a doubt a baby face. So this was 100% heel by Big E. And I really liked it. And then the Usos come out, which at first to me seemed really random because they're SmackDown Tag Team Champions. But then I did remember that this is in San Francisco and that's where they're from, so they did need to be on the show. However, I don't even remember what they said. I just remember hating their promo. I just remember it seeming really obnoxious. And then they challenged those two to a match. And even though I didn't like what the Usos did, this was a solid opening segment. I was very surprised at how heelish Big E was.
I didn't know the Usos were from San Francisco.
I only know because I'm also from San Francisco, so I hear about all these things.
And you weren't in the show.
He had an opportunity to probably go to Rampage and
yes, I could. I genuinely am mad at myself. I was in Philadelphia from Thursday through a Monday morning. So I completely forgot that Rampage was in Philadelphia, or else I 100% would have gone. So
just welcome to the club. Cody and I missed Ross.
Okay, but mine was a Raw.
But yeah,
mine was a Raw too.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not kicking myself whatsoever for not going to Raw last night.
And I think that was the Raw that mine was the Raw. Yours was the Raw that Big E won, right?
Yeah.
And mine was where Roman came.
And mine was this one, so. I have no loss for me.
We're the two losers here.
Well, so talking about the promo, I actually enjoyed it. So Drew McIntyre, I have not liked his promos for a very long time, but I did enjoy this one. It did feel like it felt fresh a little bit. He's like, I haven't had this chance in so long, and I don't know when I'm going to get this chance again, because by this time next week or whatever, I'll be at SmackDown, or 2 weeks from now. But so I was very looking forward to. I didn't get the sense of the Big E heel really that you're talking about. I didn't really think of that if he was really being that heel.
Maybe heel tendencies, but I wouldn't say
heel tendencies.
Yeah, that's
but I wouldn't say he was cutting a heel promo.
I agree. Because you have to. Sorry to interrupt. If you're setting up like babyface versus babyface, somebody will have to. They have to have a dispute over something, because other than that, be like, oh, you have the championship. I want the championship, but it's my championship. Because B is like, bro, you ain't ready for this. You ain't ready for this. I'm a different man.
But then it was like, my favorite part of the segment was when the Usos came out. They were talking. We can do what we want. We're the bloodline, whatever. And then Big E's, and when they challenge him, and then Big E's like, I think I can speak for both of us. And Drew McIntyre's like, you can't speak for both of us. I really like that. I really like that I think that they're gonna have a really good match, but I think it's all clear who's winning. I think.
Yeah.
I thought Crown Jewel was very like open to see. We don't know who's gonna win, but it does feel like that most of the matches we have an idea who's gonna win. Other than a few.
I think there's like one or two matches on Crown Jewel that I think we're gonna differ on, but everything else is very
now
straightforward.
that the women. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but when they showed the Raw, the new superstars on Raw, Bianca and the Street Profits were on that. So I don't know if
what were they? I don't remember the picture. Was it only showing the new? Oh, actually no. Then Bianca would have been on there. I was gonna say wouldn't because I would have Yeah, actually no. Never mind. I was gonna say like, was it only the people that got drafted from SmackDown to Raw? But yeah, Bianca would have had to have been on that.
I think it was everybody on the Raw roster, and they weren't on it. But
I wouldn't look into that. I don't think WWE doesn't drop huge things like that.
Yeah,
they would not
show this.
I don't remember when, but I do remember them showing it.
It was really at the beginning of the show. After I think
didn't they mention that it were like maybe it was last week? I'm getting this week and last week very confused because a lot of them similar things were happening in my opinion. But didn't they the commentators were like super excited about Bianca like joining Raw and be like, oh, you can get the bed.
Yeah. I would
was it last week?
I don't know. Okay, but yeah,
it doesn't matter.
This is a decent segment. It was probably one of the best segments of the night, I would say. Probably the best, if we're being.
It was good. Yeah, it was. Yeah, looking at I have a list of all of the things that happened. I don't immediately see anything that I remember off the top of my head being better than this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next thing we get. So we did have a match next, but right before that, we get Kofi and Xavier Woods backstage. And so I'm going to say right now, this was my favorite crowd in WWE history because they didn't laugh when things weren't funny, they didn't laugh like this. So I think the guy's name is Kevin Patrick. He said, so you're both in the King of the Ring tournament. What happens if you both win your first round matchups? What happens when you guys face each other? And they looked at each other, smiled like idiots, laughed like idiots, and then walked to the ring. And
what's
guess
wrong
what?
with that?
It's fucking stupid.
Why is it stupid?
Because it doesn't need to be on the show.
We've seen Eric.
We've seen the bracket. We know that there's a chance that they fight each other.
I agree with you on that. It doesn't need to be on the show. But if it is on the show, I think it was harmless.
I just thought it was really. I thought it was
what they would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna kick your ass." Yeah, we're best friends.
That's why you don't. That's why you don't have the question be asked when your options are either have two babyface friends.
We of course know
no,
how
it doesn't.
It's played out. Yes, it does.
It doesn't make it interesting. Okay, if they answered the question, it would have made it interesting.
It's the British guy, right? It's the British guy that's interviewing him. So I forget what the segment was, but there's a segment coming up where he interviews someone. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. He pops up somewhere else where there's a person. We'll talk about it later when he gets to it.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, stupid interview aside, we actually get a solid match. It was Xavier Woods versus WWE's favorite jobber Ricochet in a first round King of the Ring tournament, and there's no reason to believe Ricochet would ever win this match because first of all, he's Ricochet, and second of all, he's against Xavier Woods, who's been begging for the King of the Ring to come back for a long time.
Yep.
There's no doubt that Xavier Woods will at least be in the championship of the King of the Ring. I don't know that necessarily he'll win, but he's going to be in. Especially, I think we already know
who's going to be in the finals.
Yeah.
Because Sammy can't go to Saudi Arabia, so Sammy's not winning.
He's not going. It's not like he can't. He's just refusing to go, which I understand because of the beliefs.
Yeah. So this was you say what you want about and I've said it a bunch of times about how like Xavier with the New Days very annoying. He's the flunky, but when he's in a one-on-one match, he's good. He really is. He's an underrated in-ring. He's an underrated in-ring performer, and Ricochet obviously can go better than probably anybody in the world. Just when you're talking about just doing awesome shit in the ring. I'm not saying in terms of technical wrestling. I'm just in terms of like
high spots. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I mean like in terms of in terms of athleticism and stamina, it doesn't get much better than Ricochet. So this was
I would defer, but that's just me.
Yeah, okay, fine. He's up there. He's up there.
Kenny,
Will
honestly,
Ospreay.
Kenny, I would
Yeah.
rather.
Oh, Kenny is not better than
In terms of
Ricochet
stamina and
flying
paint
Regardless.
spots.
going, I mean,
Regardless, this was
okay.
solid. They played off each other very well. With this, Xavier's not really a high spot guy. He's more of a map based technical guy, but they made it work with two clashing styles. Xavier won, no surprise. Ricochet lost, and even less of a surprise. It's just to me, and I called this for the King of the Ring and the Queen's Crown, that no one was going to be into it because there wasn't going to be that much talent. And think about back when King of the Ring started, which was in 85, when they would actually do it every year. Think about who was winning between 1985 and like 2002. You had people like Steve Austin in 1996, and you get Austin 316. Triple H has won it. Edge, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar. It used to be main events. It used to be main event guys. Like King of the Ring used to mean something, and then they started kind of just doing it whenever they wanted. Like Sheamus won in.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it fell off the 20 years, to be honest.
Like Sheamus wins in 2010, doesn't get anything from it. Wade Barrett wins in 2015, doesn't get anything from it. Baron Corbin wins in 2019, gets worse from it. So even though this was a good match, even though there's a couple people in here to root for, and same with the Queen's Crown, it's hard to take it seriously knowing that it really doesn't mean anything, at least for me.
I get that. Like, there's not many of the matches I'm looking forward to. Like, the only match I'm probably looking forward to is next week is SmackDown on Friday with Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn, which should be incredible. But other than that, it's not very intriguing. The Queen's Crown is a joke. Let's just be honest.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention. Yeah. So obviously, I was in Philly over the weekend, so I didn't watch SmackDown, but I saw the bracket. So first of all, they really beat Liv Morgan in the first round, and then even more so, we're getting Zelina Vega and Carmella in the semifinals. That's really like, I couldn't. That seems like a rib. That seems like they want us to not watch it.
But at the same time, if I think where they're going with this is the end of the day, Shayna squashing everybody. And if it comes out like she's squashing everybody and they don't want Liv to be completely squashed by it, I guess we can go with it. But I guess I think the total of the Queen's Crown on SmackDown was a total of 6 minutes between two matches.
Today's Queen's Crown matches might have been less than that.
Okay. Interesting.
Do we have anything else to say about Woods versus Ricochet?
No.
It was probably the best match of the night.
Yeah. Honestly, it was, because that was another thing. We have 9 matches on this card, and they all. 8 of them sucked.
Yeah.
I am praying.
Actually, sorry, 7 of them sucked.
Dom's not gonna like this, but I am praying that they have Xavier in the finals and he loses.
Depends.
Well, given who he's facing in the
anything from
semifinals,
it.
Depends on against who.
yeah,
But
based on who he's
facing Finn.
Yeah, we
He's
know.
gonna have to fight Finn. And I feel like Xavier's not gonna do anything with it.
I agree with you. In the basis,
just gonna be a comedy guy with it.
Honestly, and I guess Xavier's something unique to do, because the only thing unique he has ever done is the trombone thing, really.
Oh, and they missed the bullet hard on Kofi not beating Jinder Mahal.
Yeah,
They missed that so hard. That's a surefire Raw main event. If Kofi and Xavier are going on.
I had an opinion about that, but we'll get to it when we get to that.
Okay, let's just go to the
move on. Let's just.
It's hard. So guys, I just
want
to inform everybody that we're not on StreamYard tonight because we had a connection issue. So we're on Zoom. So we're not having our banners up. So
there's a bunch of shit that's just I want to fly through because of a lot of this stuff is just.
Well, we'll fly through this. I only mentioned this for one reason, so I can put over the crowd once again. So we had RK Bro backstage, and Matt Riddle said something that wasn't funny, and the crowd didn't laugh. He's like, someone challenged Omos, and I'll give you a hint of who it is. He has really long, what do you call it? Really long lettuce. Really awesome head of lettuce. He loves Lunchables, and the crowd didn't laugh, which was awesome because it's not funny. And that was it. And then Randy was like, "You shouldn't have done that. I'm not going to back you up," which is awesome. He shouldn't. Riddle should get his ass kicked. So that happened. And next we get a tag match that has zero implication on anything. It was the Hurt Business versus Mustafa Ali and Mansoor. And actually, you know what? I shouldn't say this had no implications because it did end up having something to do with something that happens later. It's the same Ali Mansoor match we've been getting. It goes for about 3 minutes. They lose. I mean, I'm glad the Hurt Business won, but it's kind of a shame that they're not taking them seriously. Like they put them back together. That's great. And actually, one of the announcers, it might have been Corey Graves, asked a very interesting question that I also want answered. Why did they get back together? They just kind of got back together, and we don't know why. Like it's very random. That's how you know. That's how you know that they don't actually have plans for them. They just it's just kind of more fan service for the visual. Like what they should have done. They had this. However, I don't remember exactly. Oh yeah, after the match with Big E and Lashley, they interfered. What you got to do is you've got to then have them in a segment where with the three of them, all three of the Hurt Business, and they talk about why they're back together. That's what they should have done. If they had plans for them, they clearly don't, and that's fine. It's just I just think it's a shame. Do you guys have anything to say about this match?
The match, no. In terms of what you were saying, yeah, it would have been nice, but then again, they don't. I don't think they care about it that much.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well,
good. I should have said that. What Cody says, just.
Yeah. So next we had a first round Queen's Crown match. Shayna Baszler versus Dana Brooke. Had no problem. Did exactly what they needed to do. Had no problem with it. My only problem was we saw the same match last week, so we didn't really need to see the exact same two people again. But it was fine. Shayna wins in 30 seconds. But got my dog Shayna.
Too much offense on.
I was about to say she did. She did get a little too much offense, and she's also. And the more offense she gets, the more you see just how bad she's at wrestling.
Yeah, and then when Shayna tries to grab her arm, that was uncalled for.
Yeah, like, are you goddamn kidding me?
What's the MTV show called? It's from the 2000s. Next, let's move on.
Nice. So the next thing we got was this was the first of I skipped all 4 of these backstage promos after I skipped 3.5. I saw half of Charlotte's, and I had 2 things to say. 1, this is going way too long. Actually, 3 things to say. 1, this is going way too long. 2, I know this means that the other 3 women are going to get the same exact thing, and I don't want to, and they're going to say the exact same thing. 3, I'm going to skip all 4 of them. Charlotte talked shit about the other 3 women and talked about the other 3 women, if you didn't know, being Becky, Sasha, and Bianca Belair. So talking shit about the other 3, and the other 3 all cut promos later on, talking shit about the other 3.
I don't blame you. Let's skip them too.
And they were all surprisingly long.
Unless Cody wants to talk about it.
My only thing with Charlotte is she wasn't even looking at the camera when she first started talking.
I feel like that's a WWE. That's just kind of a WWE interview thing. They rarely look at the camera.
No, that's not a PS4 controller Dom has in his hand. He's just pretending to look this way.
And about a new game today. I'm just trying to set up.
Sasha Banks is great. Sasha Banks promo is great.
I would.
She has the best promos out of those 4.
Oh, you think? Really?
Yeah. Except when Bayley comes back. It's a different story.
I agree with that, Dom. I agree with once Bayley comes back, she'll be the best. But yeah, anyway. Next we had the match that Randy said should not have happened, and I agree. It was Omos versus Riddle. Riddle gets in the ring, cuts a promo. I forget what he said. He said something not funny, and again, the crowd did not laugh. It's almost like Matt Riddle's not funny or something. And then AJ and Omos come out, and also during his end. So when his music initially hits, he got like a nice 2 or 3 second pop, and then after that, the crowd was dead. It's almost like they don't like Matt Riddle because he's dumb. And then AJ and Omos come to the ring. And Riddle cuts another promo that wasn't funny, and the crowd didn't laugh. It's almost like Matt Riddle's not funny or something. And then pretty much he's trying to stall. He's like, Randy, now. And then he's like, oh, I didn't say the code word. And then starts singing Randy's song, and the crowd's not laughing. Then he's like, oh, yeah. And it wasn't funny, so therefore the crowd didn't laugh. And he just kind of keeps doing this weird shit that no one's laughing at. So and when no one's laughing at it, it just looks really, really stupid. So then AJ's like, hey, ref, like he's trying to stall. The crowd doesn't like he's like, even the crowd's not having it. And then the crowd popped. The crowd popped for the heel saying that the baby face is bullshit. It's almost like they don't like Matt Riddle because he's dumb or something. And then they start the match.
Agree. With all.
And then so they start the match.
In the company.
So they start the match. And Omos hits like 2 moves on him, and he puts his foot on his chest. Thank God this is going to be over quick. And then AJ stops, says, Omos, take your foot off his chest. I'm like, no, you got to be kidding me. Why can't we end this? It's because AJ, apparently the wrestlers are just allowed to pitch to replays because he's like, before you do that, like,
Well, no,
what's
didn't he say? Didn't he want to pin him? And then he's like, no, give him a roundhouse kick.
well, yeah. So what he said is don't pin him, because as long as the match is still going, we can still beat him up. Because heels never beat up baby faces after the bell or anything. That's just like a thing that heels don't do. So he's like, but first, let's look at it in instant replay. Then Omos roundhouses it.
Yeah,
And that's awesome. That's awesome. But before you do anything else, let's look at it on the replay, because the wrestlers can pitch to replays now. They can call for replays. So they show it on replay. And honestly, okay, I'm gonna be honest. After AJ, then he says, let's look at it again in slow motion. And I thought that WWE might be dumb enough to like be doing this so that Riddle can like roll Omos up while he's not paying attention. I was like, I swear, I'm turning, and I was like, I'm turning the show off if they do that. Thank God they didn't. And then Omos hits his two-handed choke slam thing, pins him finally. This was awful. They could have gotten away with it if they just had Omos pin him after he hit two moves and then
look at my remote here. I have a skip button. That's what I'm doing. Skip.
Yeah, it was, and also Omos, I don't think hit the kick was fine, but other than that, I think every move he hit poorly. So that's kind of sucked. And then AJ's like, hey, well, now it's my turn to beat him up. And then Randy's music hits, and he doesn't come out. They're looking at the stage. He's not coming out. They look behind them. He's not coming out. And then AJ sends Omos to the announcer's table, says, like, pretty much, I'll watch the stage, you watch that way. And Randy was still somehow able to come from behind, even though Omos was watching AJ's back and hit the RKO. So then
it was nowhere.
So then he hits AJ with the RKO, and then Randy is on the ramp with Riddle hugging him, making a stupid face.
Yeah, whatever.
This was all around really stupid.
Next, Cody, next or.
Yeah, you guys hit the nail on the head on this one.
Yeah.
Next.
So okay, so I'm gonna kind of defer to you guys on this. I just have to say I have one thing to kind of ask about this. This is a Drew McIntyre and Big E backstage promo. I really don't remember much about this. I remember honestly, I really don't remember anything except for them saying like we need to put our differences aside. My question is, before this opening segment, what are their differences? I thought last time.
I mean,
Big E,
can't you see one is Scottish and one isn't?
Because like
one is what? What are you gonna say, Dom?
I said Scottish and one isn't.
It's just I just don't understand. Like it seems very. It seems like they're trying to convince us that they're mad at each other when I don't remember anything happening between them that would make me think they have animosity.
I got it.
Oh.
So they distracted each other and ended up getting super kicked at the end of the segment. So like, we're gonna beat the hell out of each other in a crown jewel, but first we have to get on the same page. Or they're 7-time tag team champions. We're not gonna beat them if we're not on the same page.
But I mean before that though, like even the opening segment, they were still big. I get that I get that they're both fighting over the title, but it seemed like
they got
last
super
week.
kicked.
But no, before the Usos came out. Like what I'm saying is, like when they were going back and forth before the Usos came out, I thought last week when Big E called Drew out, I thought that they were going to have like an I respect you, you respect me kind of feud where Big E wins and like Drew shakes his hand or something. But all of a sudden they're mad at each other. I'm confused by that.
They did the Mega Powers thing too.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was dumb. So the crowd didn't pop, and I don't really blame them for not popping because I kind of feel like I'm not trying to diminish the Mega Powers, but I feel like a lot of people might not have understood.
So dated.
It's very. I was going to say I don't know if a lot of people would have understood that.
Dom thinks Jeff Hardy's in the Mega Powers.
Honestly, he should have been. But doesn't seem like it. This segment, when you bake a cake and you have the main ingredients, this is like the little salt you need, It's not necessary, but it's there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I'm confused where the animosity is stemming from.
Cake.
Huh? You don't make cakes?
Cake.
I mean, maybe honestly, probably not. I just it's there, but it doesn't need to be. If that's so.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on.
Should have said.
Okay, so next we get a Lashley in-ring promo. He's going to cut his promo on Goldberg. What he said was fine. I had no problem with what he said. My thing is just, I feel like and he delivered it well. And I'm not going to say what I normally say, and I say like I have a problem with the way his voice sounds. I just like does he come across as not as intimidating when MVP is not there to talk for him? This didn't have the same effect to me honestly, as when Lashley would cut promos with him just standing there.
He's not good. Like he's not bad, but he's not good as a promo guy.
I'll say this. It just it's less effective for me because like in the back of my head I'm like Goldberg's really gonna beat Lashley Angelo, isn't he?
Yeah.
So that's what's scary. So that's what. But I thought the promo was pretty decent. I just don't get the thing. Like, what does Goldberg have to argue? Like, his son attacked Bobby Lashley. He has nothing to like argue about. Like,
it's WWE logic.
Bobby Lashley is the victim here.
He is. I completely agree.
Next, it's just
next, Sasha cut her generic talking shit about the women promo, and I didn't listen to it.
Oh, there you go. We already talked about it. So
Cody, you're the Sasha fan. Okay, Cody, you're the Sasha fan. Do you have anything to say about this?
It's just amazing. What can I say?
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Now I can't wait for the strap to be around her body.
All right. So next, we had another match. Austin Theory versus Jeff Hardy, and I was kind of interested. I was very interested in seeing this because Jeff Hardy can still go. Austin Theory, I think, is very underrated in the ring. So naturally, they had to ruin it and have the 24/7 title guys run through the ring. So here's what I thought. Was going to happen when the 24/7 title match people came through. My immediate thought was, okay, good. Okay, so they're officially not. They're telling us they're not going to take Austin Theory seriously on Raw. Great, I didn't expect them to. But what I thought that this was going to be so the 24/7 is a comedy segment. We can all agree with that. So when they came out, it's meant to be comedy, which led me to believe that Jeff Hardy was going to win the match because comedic things should work against the heel because that will make the heel look dumb. So I thought that's going to be where Jeff Hardy rolls him up and wins, and he does get some offense, but then he lost. I'm not saying this was a burial of Jeff Hardy. I'm just saying that it was very interesting to do this way. I mean, this was clear because they had a lot of things going on the show that if we had banners, we have 20 banners. This was a jam-packed show. And I'm guessing they realized, oh shit, we don't have the 24/7 title in this. And think about all those fans that will want their money back.
WrestlePoint. Don Brindle,
I would throw a
very upset
if I don't see.
Here's the thing. Would anybody ask for a refund if the 24/7 title was not on the show? Be honest with me. Dom, don't be a smart ass and say yes. Don't be a smart ass and say yes.
First of all, I wouldn't go see a Raw show to begin with, so I can't even answer.
Yes, but do you think anybody?
I'm not. I don't
at the
speak
Chase
for
Center.
Anybody else other than me. So.
But oh my God, Dom, come on! Nobody in the Chase Center.
That one smart ass.
No, nobody in the Chase Center. If the 24/7 title segment was not on the show, nobody would have thrown a fit and wanted their money back.
Okay, so, not a fit.
There was no reason to shoot. There's no reason to shoot.
All right, Eric. Let's move on from the 24/7 bash.
Yeah, I'm just saying it ruined what was a perfectly decent match between a legend everybody loves and a young guy that can be a potential superstar. Ruined it.
Yeah, honestly, a legend that everybody loves and Jeff Hardy.
Shut the fuck up. God, okay. I want to say my piece real quick. I think Austin Theory winning was a good decision. It'd be kind of pointless if they just debut and be like, "Oh, you lost to Jeff Hardy now." That a good mid-card jobber, just like Ricochet. It's like losing to Ricochet, even though we love Jeff Hardy, he knows his role. I think this is his role. It would be nice to have at least one last intriguing feud, but we'll see what happens on SmackDown. He's already been teasing when we talked about it a little bit. I don't think we'll get into it now because we still have a bunch of other crap to talk about apparently.
Yes,
it was fun.
Yeah. Next, Bianca Belair cut generic shit talking the other three women promo, and I didn't listen.
Next.
And then the New Day are backstage, and Kevin Patrick says, "Hey Woods, congrats on your win. Kofi, good luck on yours. But again, I'm going to ask you guys, what happens if Kofi wins? You guys to face each other." And Kofi says, "Who," and no one laughs. And then they go to the ring, and this was also stupid. Just don't have it on. Don't reinforce the fact that. Don't remind us you did something stupid earlier by doing the same stupid thing again. And then he faces Jinder along with Shanky and Steve Austin. And yeah, I love Veer. I really do love Veer. And I'm going to be reading way too much into everything they have him do and that's going to be starting with this match. So this match, I had no interest in watching this, not because of the New Day, just because Jinder. I thought I knew who was going to win this match. I thought there's no way Kofi's losing, and Jinder Mahal matches are unwatchable. So I was fast forwarding until I saw what appeared to be Jinder getting his hand raised. So I was like, "What the fuck?"
I like this swerve.
Yeah. So I fast forwarded just to the finish, and so I don't know if this
with the Jinder.
Yeah. So I watched the last 30 seconds. So I pressed rewind, and when I pressed play, Kofi was looking at Shanky and like hits Shanky with something. No. Woods hits Shanky, and then Veer lays out Woods, and then Kofi hits Veer, and then Jinder beats him clean. Did you guys watch this whole match? Can you guys tell me?
Is that clean though? Is that clean?
Well, he went for a roll up, then got kicked out of, and then Kofi. So like that whole thing dissipated, and then Kofi came off the top rope, and then completely unevaded, Jinder hit the Colossus 1, 2, 3. Did any other blatant healing happen in this match that would lead me to believe that this was dirty?
No, I think you're right on that.
I mean, can you blame Kofi for losing? He's going against the modern day Maharaja.
I mean,
no, I don't blame him at all. I mean, I'd be intimidated with Veer being ringside too.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So I said that I have to talk about Veer because I'm delusionally thinking they're doing something with him. So I think there is a reason that Shanky is the one that got laid out, and then Veer is the one that laid out Woods. There's a reason that they got split up, and that he's the solo, and that he did. And did you notice when Kofi hit Veer did not leave his feet. They're making him look strong because, like Dom says, anything can happen, and you never know.
Okay.
I think
this
Veer's
time next year.
No, honestly, I'm speaking honestly here. I think Veer's going to be the one to take the 24/7 championship from Reggie.
Let's go.
Yeah. But this time next year, Veer will be WWE, Universal, NXT, and Divas champion. They're bringing them all back.
Wait, he's gonna beat Dom. He's gonna beat Dom for the Divas Championship.
Yeah, yes.
All right.
He's winning everything.
Okay, Eric.
No. I can't believe
my only thought is I'm confused. Not really confused. They kind of booked themselves in the corner with the way they made the bracket because you really, even though Woods and Kofi would have a great match, you really can't have them go one-on-one.
Yes,
because
it's a tournament.
You can. It would be interesting. It would be very interesting. I was looking forward to seeing Woods.
Yes, I agree.
It would have been very interesting because this is something that Woods has wanted for a long time. So is his best friend going to get in the way of that, or is he's going to let
you realize what you're saying, right? That that's planting seeds for
exactly.
But keeping in mind that they're not splitting up the New Day, you can't really have them go one-on-one.
You don't know that. This is my prediction for next week. Ready? Hot take. We don't have the button, obviously, but Kofi is going to cost Xavier Woods next week, and Jinder Mahal is going to beat him.
You really think that you think Jinder might like win King of the Ring in Saudi Arabia just because Vince is racist?
I don't know. That's.
I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason. There's going to be a certain match on the card in Saudi Arabia. We'll get to it.
The last thing I have to say about the
Yeah, and he heels. I think the last 4 Kings of the Ring have been heels.
Yeah, that's true. The last time, what's the last time King of the Ring was not a heel?
So Sheamus was 2010 as a heel. Barrett was 2015 as a heel. Corbin 2019. Who won before them? Who won it in 06?
Regal, King Booker, and then it was Brock. I don't know who. I think Edge 2001. I think.
Yeah, it tends to be a heel.
20 years ago.
So.
Last thing I want to say about the Jinder and Kofi thing, was he said you can't have them face. Yes, he can. It's a tournament style. We New Japan fans, we know all about this. Faction members fight each other and they respect. I don't know why couldn't that happen in WWE? I don't know, but that's just my piece now.
Yeah. Next, Becky Lynch cut a generic talking shit about the other two women promo, and I didn't listen.
Next.
Oh my gosh, this was
next.
So
Next.
I know. I'm talking about the next thing. I looked down at what it was and it just brought back bad memories.
It was
the women's tag team match, Sasha and Bianca Belair versus
I watched
Charlotte and Becky.
Like something
this was
the greatest match.
It might have been the worst. It might have been the worst thing. I'm like not worst to watch, but like this might have been the dumbest thing on the entire show.
I don't like
it. Very well might.
It was very dumb.
So when they're making their entrances, obviously the only thing on anybody's mind, how is this match going to be DQ'd? Because you can't. Neither of these teams can win because of the program. Like none of these women can possibly be pinned, so there has to be some sort of DQ. So it starts off that they all get in the ring, and Sasha and Bianca can't decide who's going to start the match. Did that happen? Is that how it started, or was that later? Either way, they get in a brawl. They get in a brawl before the bell rings. Which is fine. I'm like, okay, this is one way to kind of get out of the segment. Fine, okay, it's whatever. And then Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville come out, and they say, no, we can't rob these people of this fantastic match. We're gonna restart it.
Okay.
What?
Can I tell you something really funny before? So Adam Pearce comes out. They don't show his face, and I'm like, is that The Rock? He sounded just like The Rock. I'm like, why would they ruin The Rock's return on the
could you imagine? Oh my!
Oh, that'd be really.
And then I'm like, oh, it's Adam Pearce. I'm like, holy shit, he sounds so much like The Rock.
Yeah, so they said we're gonna restart the match right here, right now, which makes no sense. No sense. My initial thought is
dumb.
My initial thought
technically it wasn't restarted because the match never actually started.
Yeah. So my initial thought was, okay, so they've booked this segment backwards. It's supposed to be match, then brawl, not brawl, then match. But they sandwiched it with brawl, no match, and then another brawl because this time they're getting ready to start the match, and I think this might be where Bianca and Sasha might not have known who was going to decided who was going to start the match.
Oh no, this was in the beginning because I remember Sasha pulling the shit out of Bianca's hair.
Yeah. and the match actually did start. The match did start. I misspoke. The match did start, and they were fighting, and there were all kinds of like blind tag, like people tagging someone's back, and then be like, "Oh, don't like, why'd you tag yourself in?" Blah blah blah. And at one point, Sasha goes to tag Bianca and hits her really hard on the shoulder, and one of the announcers was like, "Technically, that's a tag." Well, according to the rules of tag team wrestling, so technically, I just have to say, technically, no, that is not a tag. So the announcers screwed that one up. But then, they call the match on a DQ, and it made no sense because they called a DQ when I don't remember who hit who, but Sasha and Bianca, one of them hit the other, and that was the DQ because two teammates hit each other, which makes absolutely no sense. And they brawled again, and I think Becky stood tall somehow. This was awful, and I called it. I think 2 weeks ago. That this feud's going to go nowhere. Yeah, this feud's going to go nowhere but south because they've got nowhere to go. They had them brawl way too early. There's nothing else to look forward to. There's nothing else that can elevate this feud. It can only go downhill. And we still have we have SmackDown, Raw, and then SmackDown before Crown Jewel. It's only going to get worse.
I mean, shit booking, fantastic wrestlers. What else do I have to say? It makes me like really wonder, is the WWE women's division really that strong? They have strong talent, don't get me wrong, amazing matches, but the booking is just
yes.
So before we get to the next we get Usos backstage. One of them's on the phone with Roman. They say, "Oh, what did he want?" He said, "Go finish the mission." Was there anything was that all it was, or was there more?
I really skipped the later half of the show.
Honestly, I went to bed during that time.
So the next thing, I don't remember exactly where this fit into the show, but it was somewhere around now. Big E is like getting pumped up for his tag team match later, and Austin Theory comes up, takes a selfie with him, and walks away. Now, a couple weeks ago, I made Dom apologize to me for arguing with me when I was right about Matt Hardy. you two can both apologize to me for saying the Austin Theory selfie thing was stupid. Because you guys said, you guys said you can't say anything about it because he used the selfie as a means to get to Jeff Hardy. No, he's just taking selfies with people. You guys can apologize to me now. You guys may apologize.
Oh my God!
So I can't apologize to you because I enjoy it when it happens.
I'm not saying it's not enjoyable. I'm just saying I was right again.
Because you predicted correctly. That's bullshit. No.
That's his next victim. That's his next victim.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well,
he gets
I'm not gonna say
the 24/7. The 24/7 title interferes with his match, and you think he's going after the WWE champion.
I'm not saying. No,
I will bet you 20 points. His next match is not after Crown Jewel is not with Austin Theory.
I'm not saying anything.
I'm not betting 20 points.
Okay,
I barely have 20 points.
Move on.
So
move on to the shit match.
So they won't apologize, but I was right once again.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we get a first round Queen's Crown match. Doudrop versus Natalia. I didn't care.
Yeah, I didn't care either. Move on, please.
Yeah, awful match. Awful theme song, by the way.
Go on.
Yes. Doudrop.
Okay, so they teased the Shayna versus Doudrop thing. So what's happening?
So next we get John Morrison makes his triumphant return to TV by meditating on top of a box.
So stupid.
And remember when I said the 24/7 title guys came out because they jam-packed the show and realized, oh shit, they're not on. This is when they realized, oh shit, the women's tag team champions aren't on the show. Where can we fit them in? It's to basically have John make fun of John Morrison. They're like, he's meditating and they walk up and they're like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm channeling my inner chi to do something. Because I guess his gimmick is he's a hippie now. So then they look. So Rhea and Nikki Ash look at each other, make a weird face, walk away. Pretty much make John Morrison look like a joke. Let's just call it.
With the stars fucked over John Morrison. That's about it.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a damn shame what they're doing with John Morrison.
Yeah.
So then backstage we have Mansoor, who is the way that I have no problem with what happened in the segment. Honestly, zero problem with what happened in the segment. I have a problem with how they formatted it because it starts off in Mansoor. He's walking backstage. You can tell he's still looking for Mustafa Ali because I forgot to mention after their tag match, Ali shoved Mansoor to the ground and walked away and said, like, I'm sick of this. So he's looking for Ali. You can tell he's walking with a purpose. He's looking to his left and his right. He's clearly looking for him. And then this might have been Kevin Patrick again. Says
no.
Who was it?
No, Ali attacks him and then he asks, doesn't he?
No. I think first he asks a question. No. Yeah, he says like, what? Do you have anything to say? And then Ali comes in and like interjects. He doesn't start beating him up yet. But what's weird about the formatting is the beginning of this, Mansoor is clearly looking for him. But apparently Mansoor was standing right next to the cameraman the whole time because he just knows exactly where he is within an earshot to even hear what the question was.
It's TV. What are you
It's bad TV. It's bad TV.
I'm ready to move on. Like, come on.
But no, there actually is something to talk about here though, because Ali cuts the promo, says, you're a loser. I don't like, and then beats him up. So I'm not going to, so we've known that they're going to split up for a while, but I think if I remember correctly, we all kind of thought it was going to be Mansoor deciding he's done with Ali and wants to turn face that way. I liked this.
They're a face team. They're a face team.
No, but I mean, split up with him deciding to be the one to leave. Like he faces away is what I mean.
I don't think we decided that at all.
No, we did not talk about. No.
I thought I might be remembering wrong, but I thought we were like predicting. I thought we predicted that would happen. But regardless, I'm remembering wrong. That's fine. But
apologize to us for remembering wrong.
Apologize.
Okay, then apologize to me for every dumb thing you've ever said. But then we need like a million hours to do that. But anyway,
hey, do the Dark Order.
No. Yes, what I was saying is I liked this better because first of all, I think this is definitely going to be a Crown Jewel match. I think we're going to get Mansoor and Ali at Crown Jewel. Mansoor, I think, has been at every Crown Jewel pay-per-view, and I think he's won every Crown Jewel pay-per-view.
So undefeated at Crown Jewel.
Yeah, so this I think sets him up to be. I mean, granted, he was going to be like that. He was going to get popped at Crown Jewel either way, but this makes him come in even more sympathetic because he's going to come in a lot more sympathetic. I honestly think this was good. I think good. This is one of the on a show full of crap. This is one of the more effective things that happened.
This was fine. Yeah. Let's finish up.
Finish up, main event time, baby. It's the Usos versus Big E and Drew McIntyre. Match was solid. We know what these guys can do. We know that the action's going to be good. I just didn't want to watch a second tag match that was all about tag team partners that can't get along with each other. So now who knows? And so naturally we get to the point where Big E and Drew McIntyre start blind tagging each other in. Drew pulls Big E off of a pin. It was just nonsense. I mean, again, match was fine. It ends in a DQ. Oh, actually, no. Sorry. It should have. There was a point where after Drew McIntyre pulls Big E off the pin, the ref starts counting, and I picked up the count because the count seemed really long to me. That should have been a count out because they were out of the ring for a long, long time. And I actually don't remember. The Usos did end up winning by count out eventually, which is just flat and lame. And then the Usos laid him out, and then they got laid out themselves. And then Drew stood tall at the end. Well, why is Raw making it a thing that like fairly regularly they end the show with WWE champion getting smacked? Why is that a thing they're doing now?
I don't know. The show overall was rather boring. I kind of fell asleep. So yeah. That's my analysis of the whole show.
It was a good match, but like at the end of the day, like
they made a point. It clearly doesn't matter, the match.
Yeah, here's the thing about the show. Like I even told when I told you guys in the chat, like it wasn't. It was bad, but it was bad in a different way than Raw's normally bad. Like it had a lot of good action. There was good action in this match. Xavier Woods and Ricochet. Not the cornerback for the Indianapolis Colts. Xavier Woods, the member of the New Day, and Ricochet had solid action. What other matches had Austin Theory, Jeff Hardy? That was a solid match for before the nonsense. This was bad because it was booked really, really badly. There was so much unneeded stuff in these matches. The 24/7 title segment didn't need to be there. You could have done without 75% of what happened with Amos versus Riddle. You didn't need all the tag team dissension in the main event. The entirety of the women's tag team match was awful. There was just so much poor booking in the show. It was unbelievable.
I think Raw overall was poo-poo caca. I'm done talking about it. I don't know if Cody is, because I'm excited for this this little thing Cody wants to talk about.
Yeah.
And
Let's get to that. Let's end. All
right. So
end on something good.
So we have decided to do a little, I don't know if it's called segment or like a show where we're gonna fantasy book a situation or a feud or whatever. We have 10 things. We're gonna spin a wheel. One of us gets a topic. And then we're going to do a show on Saturday. I'm not sure if it's going to be live or taped or whatever, but we each are going to book the show. And then I think we should vote. Like, so me and Dom do it. Eric votes who shows what storyline he likes better from us.
We're doing it. Oh, sorry.
So like we can't vote for ourselves.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I would either vote for you two. So I'm just gonna read the list off real quick.
Do you have a wheel ready?
And these, by the way, we literally pick topics just not based on things that we think will happen, not even necessarily based on things we want to happen, just general topics that we thought of, Yeah.
And the booking is a year. So if you're booking to start at WrestleMania, you end at the next WrestleMania. So you have a whole year to book your storyline.
Okay.
So number 1 is a Big E heel turn. 2 is a WWE World Championship unification match. 3 is the Super Elite breaking up. 4 is WWE versus NXT winner takes all, like the invasion basically storyline, just with WWE and NXT. Chris Jericho retirement match. Bray Wyatt AEW debut. Roman versus Rock. Breaking Flair's title record. An AEW invasion of WWE. And the last one we all thought of together is the 4 Horsewomen, which is Becky, Bayley, Charlotte, and Sasha, starting a stable similar to the 4 Horsemen or like Evolution, basically.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of hope we land on that one first because I have some ideas.
So this is what who do you want me to spin first for?
I thought we were. Oh, I thought it was like
No.
it's one topic that we all three book.
No. So I'm gonna spin. I'll spin for Dom, and I have a list of 1 through 10. If Dom's list on 3, Dom has to book number 3.
All right,
Oh,
spin
okay,
it for
okay.
me. Spin it for me.
Gotcha,
Let's
gotcha.
go. Let's get it
Yeah.
going.
All right.
I got somewhere to be. You know that. Oh, that's the. Oh, I like this one. That's the one. I
Alright.
wanted.
What Dom get?
I'm pretty sure it's the AEW versus WWE.
Yeah, that's the one I thought of. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that's one. It's one of you. Yeah, it's one of your topics. I'll go next.
it's good.
Number
I'll have to pick
9.
one of your crappy ones. I'm kidding.
I really like mine. I like all of them actually.
So
But
Eric, you get
horsewomen, 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 horsewomen.
8.
What was 8?
I can't remember what they were.
What is 8? Yeah.
Oh, it's mine. That's one of mine.
8
I think
is
that's
Breaking
it's
Flair's
Flair's titles
title.
record. Okay.
Oh, that one
Okay.
sucks.
Fuck off, Dom. What's wrong with that one?
Cody.
All right, and then I'm really hoping to get 4. If I'm being completely honest,
Get 3. 10.
I got 10.
What
So
the?
I'm booking
Oh,
the
he gets. Oh, you get the horsewoman, you lucky bastard. Ah,
That's a good one, yeah.
yeah, you're
So-
so lucky. I really wanted that one.
So on Saturday, we're gonna do a video, and Dom's gonna book AEW versus WWE. Eric's gonna book, what was it, Breaking Flair's title,
Breaking Flair's title record.
and I'm gonna be booking the 4 Horsemen, the stable, and then we'll see who has the best card, and maybe we'll do it until all of those things are complete.
Yeah. Other than that, great show. Not our show, of course, not Monday Night Raw. Cody, I don't know why you're doing the trigger thing. You're the one who has to end it this time.